back here again. We're not going to cook Philippine dish today. We're actually just going to fry some eggplant. I'm going to fry up some eggplant, tomato, and some eggs. I'm going to cut these into like slithers. Well, I'm actually waiting for that. I did just put my pan on to warm up, so I'm just put a bit of oil in this pan to get it ready. And I'm actually going to try and get these into longish slithers. Yeah, a little bit longer like this, a little bit elongated, so they're not quite as sharp an angle on the eggplant. See the first one here, a little bit sharp. These end ones are actually getting how I want it to look. I have some bigger eggplant. Yeah, get out my little trusty food basket. There, so they can go in the frying pan. I've got some bigger eggplant that's been washed up. Take the ends off these ones. See if I can slice these eggplants a little bit. Just on the stage that it needs to be cooked. It really needs to be cooked today. It probably wouldn't last another day or two. Anyhow, we're frying it up now, so we're going to. I have no name for this recipe. I have no special words, no history, no origin or anything. It's literally just fried eggplant with egg and fried eggplant with egg, maybe a little bit of garlic. Actually, I've got some garlic over there. I will chop up some of my garlic, add some garlic to the oil while the oil's heating. Turn the oil down a little bit. It's already started to warm up. So, eggplant when it cooks down is really nice, but it does break down an awful lot. So, it looks like a lot of eggplant now, but when that gets in there to fry, it will break down. Let me just go over here and get some garlic out of my vegetable pouch. There's my garlic stone in the bag. Should be in the, yes, it's in the bag. Of course, everything's in the bag, unprepared. Here we are, some garlic. The reason I want to add some garlic to this is I'm just going to put in maybe 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. Maybe 5 cloves of garlic, because that's what I've actually got here. So I'm going to add 5 cloves of garlic to this. And, just peel the outside off. Put that in there. Just crack these so that they're easy to peel. Basically, if you crack, you leave the outer shell on, just press them down and they crack. Much easier to peel than trying to cut and peel them away. So, yeah. Okay, so there's one. Go away. There's the other one. Here we are. Little outer shell comes off him. That's 2. And number 3. All thumbs and no fingers today, which means that I'm not handling things well. Yeah, English saying, all thumbs and no fingers. So it's as if your hand is made of 5 thumbs instead of 4 fingers and 1 thumb. So all thumbs and no fingers. Right, from the market I got this little magic little whizzy thing. Right, it's got a little handle here that I can pull. But on the inside, it's got these little chopping blades. So I don't need to chop my garlic up by hand. and if I was smart I wouldn't have had the garlic smell on my fingers. Just put this, only a couple of dollars at the market, put it in there, give it a couple of quick whizzes, and you see, it's done the job for me. It's literally chopped up all my garlic. Careful, that is a sharp blade, so just use the blade, put that off. Great little thing. Turn my oil back up. My oil's a bit hot. So I always put the garlic in first. It gives the garlic a little bit of a chance to get the aroma out, and the aroma starts to soak into that oil. So I can instantly, as soon as it hits that oil, I can smell the garlic cooking. And, this is what happens when you've been in Asia too long. You actually start cooking with chopsticks instead of knife and fork and spoon. So eat with a fork and a spoon. Use a knife for when I'm having steak. But you get to learn to handle chopsticks quite well. So that garlic is sauteing quite nicely in that oil. So now I'm just going to lay my eggplant out on top of this. I'm going to make a few layers of eggplant because once I've got the first layer, as you can see, it's going to be quite a few layers. I'm going to put the lid on this and allow the steam to do the rest. I'll put just a touch of water in with this, and the water will help the smell of that garlic to come up. So as you can see, quite a lot of eggplant in there. But by the time we finish, that will have broken down to a nice proportion. Eggplant or aubergine, as some countries call them, British mainly, call it aubergine. Put that in my sink. Push it over there. Put that over there. Wash that up. Move that away. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of a marinade. It's a soy sauce based marinade. I'm just going to add it for a little bit of salty taste. It's just a dash. You can hear that cooking up now. About a teaspoon of salt. Oh, actually, no, not a teaspoon. About half a teaspoon of salt is going to go into this. So this is a quarter measure, so let's put that in there. About half a teaspoon of salt. A little bit of black pepper. Again, about half a teaspoon of black pepper, or a couple of good shakes of black pepper. Because once this breaks down, I'm going to add some egg to this to allow it to break down. So I have about half a cup of boiled water that I'm just going to pour into that to allow that to, just under half a cup. Allow that to cook down. Alright, I'm going to let that cook away, turn the heat up, bring that to a boil. Once that gets to a boil, I'm going to turn the heat down, put the lid on, and see how it goes. So I'll just pause the video here. I'll come back once it's started to boil. Okay, as you can see, well actually I'm not sure if you can see it. Just slide this over a little bit. Alright, it's just starting to boil up now. So just as it's starting to boil, I'm again going to add to this 1 teaspoon of sesame seed. So we have, just going to sprinkle a little bit of sesame seed in there. 1 teaspoon of sesame seed, and then we're going to add some spices and some herbs. So I have mixed herbs here. So rather than adding herbs in individually, just going to add a couple of good shakes of some herbs on that, and some allspice. So just a dash of spice. Not much, just a little pinch here, a little pinch there. Okay. So that's really starting to boil away well. We've got our herbs and our spices and our marinade. Right. Put the lid on now, and now that it's boiling, I can turn it down a little bit, and I'm just going to leave that simmer away. Turn the boil down to it's just simmering. Yep, there it is. And I'm going to let our eggplant simmer away. Every now and then I'll come over and turn the eggplants over to spread those spices and down into the liquid. And I'll leave it for probably about 10 to 15 minutes. It should be right. When I come back, I'll add the egg and tomato. Okay, you can see now that it's boiling away. It's really starting to, the eggplants there have really reduced down. Picking up that nice colour of the seasoning, the marinade, and all the flavours that we put in there have gone into that liquid. So I'm going to let this reduce down a little bit more, get it boiling. Actually leave the lid off for a while and reduce some of that moisture out of it. Once that's done, I'm going to add 2 eggs to it and fry in some eggs, and we're going to make ourselves a little eggplant and egg omelette, fried omelette, eggplant and egg fried omelette. I'm not going to put any tomato in it. I think we have enough vegetables now, but I just think a little bit of protein with some egg. Alright, I'll leave that for a little while and I will come back in a couple of minutes. Okay, you can see that this is now, a lot of the liquid's gone off this, is actually starting to reduce. It's really reduced down nicely now. Now's about the time I want to add my eggs to it. So I am no expert in the kitchen, as I keep saying. I'm no expert doing dishes either. And my sink, by the time I finish cooking, my sink is always full of dishes that need washing. But just going to whip up these. See if I can whip this up into something half decent. Let me just whip this egg, these 2 eggs, not this egg, these 2 eggs together. And I will add them to our eggplant and egg. Good combination. As I said, this is not from any country or anything like that. This is just experimentation dish that actually tastes quite nice. So I'm just whipping that in as I put it in. Add that to the sink. I'll grab my spatula this time. And I'm just going to, I do have all the right utensils. That's one thing. Even if I don't have the skill, I have most of the right utensils. So mix egg in with my eggplant. And you see the egg is just tying it all together now. So all that liquid that we had on the bottom before has now been pulled in by the egg. I'm just pulling it off the sides as it, just folding it, like pulling it off the sides, folding it into the middle each time as it cooks, just to stop it from burning on the edges there. Push it back down and do it again. Pull it in from the sides into the middle. Just keep folding this into the middle like that. Fold it into the middle, cut it out a few times. So our spicy fried eggplant, we've added some eggs and some spice and herbs to that. And a couple of minutes, that should be done. Serve this with rice, and quite nice and healthy. Quick, easy, simple, throw together, you know. So there we are, our eggplant with egg and a bit of spicy rice. The rice hasn't finished cooking yet, but I'm just going to spoon some of this out onto my plate. And of course I'll add rice later before I eat it. But everybody always wants to know what it tastes like. Everybody wants to see how it looks when it comes out of the pan. So I turn my pan off. I'm going to grab a spoon this time. And try a little bit of this. Eggplant, egg, and on my spoon. Oh, delicious. I think I found my new favorite quick dish. Alright, I'm going to wait until my rice is finished and then I'm going to eat this. Enjoy! And that's what's cooking, mate. So as it turns out, what I did cook, my fried eggplant and egg, or in Tagalog, Pritong Talong nama Itlog. Pritong Talong nama Itlog. Could have been, if I just had cut the eggplants and opened them up and fried them with the egg and made an omelette, it could have been Pritong Talong, which is Filipino for eggplant omelette. But anyhow, it's not Pritong Talong Filipino eggplant omelette. It's my version of Pritong Talong nama Itlog. Pritong Talong nama Itlog. Okay.